Good afternoon and hello, folks. My name is Rich Longo, Flycast Partners, and I would like to thank you for joining us for Flycast Partners and Ivanti presentation on Flycast Partners Ivanti offerings. Now, today's webinar is going to be a little bit different than most than we've done in the past because we're actually going to go to a very high level and touch on the various products that we have for Ivanti, as well as then we're going to talk about some of the things we can do with those products for you out there in the audience. Whether you have the products or not, we're going to share some of the services we have. And I'm joined today by Bobby McCullough, Kyle Hamilton, and John Rodriguez. Kyle and Bobby both being SEs here at Flycast Partners, and John Rodriguez being one of our BAs who has prior consultant capabilities. All three of these gentlemen have been involved in many, many different tools throughout their careers in IT. They've been in the career of IT for decades. They're familiar with things from IT service management, IT asset management, and everything in between. They've been part of big projects. They've helped our publishers and customers roll out products and make changes and kind of twist and turn things the way they need to go. So they have a lot of experience here, and they're going to share that knowledge with you today. But before we get started, folks, let me introduce Flycast Partners. Now, Flycast offers best-in-class implementation services and training in IT service management, IT asset management, IT operations management, and enterprise service management with workload automation using ITIL best practice. Our professional service team has well over 5,500 professional services engagement on site and remote. And of course, with the times of COVID, we all know how important that remote is. And we do that quite efficiently and effectively. And as an organization, Flycast Partners has well over 1,100 regular customers that come back over and over again throughout all of Canada and the United States. So I encourage you to reach out to us at 844 Flycast, or you can visit our website. Yeah, in the right-hand corner down there, there's a little green chat box. Those guys are standing by for you Monday through Friday during normal business hours. They're there to answer any question you may have, to get you white papers or data sheets, or get you signed up for training or upcoming events or whatever that might look like. And if you're a little bit too shy or bashful for that, well, by all means, go ahead and email us at info@flycastpartners.com, and we'll get an answer back to you as quickly as we possibly can. During today's presentation, we're going to be, kind of all over the place as far as doing product overviews, very high level of what the different products are, as well as some of the services tied to those. And I'm sure you're going to have questions. So I encourage you, please, audience, put your questions in the question section of this GoToWebinar. During today's presentation, we will get those answered for you. So don't be bashful and go ahead and put your questions down there. And I believe we're starting today with Bobby. And Bobby, do you need screen control for anything, sir?
No, I'm fine, Rich. Thank you very much. We just want to, Kyle and I first are going to go over a little bit about the product, and then John's going to talk about the services that Flycast can offer around these two primary products. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is service management, Ivanti service management. You may know, you may not know, service management is pink certified in 13 ITIL processes. So out of the box, you're going to be able to do service management, knowledge management, incident and problem, change release, CMDB, all of those things that you expect to be able to do from your service management solution. You've got reporting and dashboards available as well to help you understand what's going on with your business. The main point is that Flycast has multiple offerings in this area, and we're able to provide services around this platform, around this product. We're going to be able to help you with all these 13 different ITIL processes and help you with your processes. And John's going to talk a little more about what goes on, what can happen in those. Kyle, turn it over to you.
Sure. Thanks, Bobby. And good afternoon, by the way. My name is Kyle Hamilton. I'm an engineer at Flycast. as Bobby mentioned, our part in the services, engagements or the services components of Flycast really starts with talking to you as a customer. If you, upon reaching out to your sales manager, they'll typically get you in touch with either Bobby or myself, where we can, really sit down and have a conversation about what it is you're looking to do, whether it be rolling out a new process, whether it be re-engineering an existing process, looking to automate existing process, to make things more efficient, as well as things like integrations, being able to take advantage of other tools that you're adding into the environment. So you have the capability to be able to leverage that data, whether it be employee information from an HR database, asset information from, whether it be one source or whether you got spreadsheets, spread out throughout the environment, being able to assist you in bringing that data into Ivanti, whether that be the service management tool or whether those be, whether that's asset information. We're talking about endpoint management. If you're talking about, installing software and being able to do remote control. So the desktop management side of the Ivanti products, patching, security, things like that. So where we typically get involved is on the front side, where you express an interest in maybe making things better, making things more efficient, or simply expanding your use of the tool. It may just be looking at other areas that you may not be currently engaged in, but there's interest in, whether that be software license management on the endpoint side, or whether that be rolling out something new like a change management process in Ivanti Service Manager. So where we get involved is really talking about the art of what's possible, where we can not only listen, understand what your requirements are, but be able to show you what's available within the tool set that you have, so that you know what you have and what it's capable of. And then being able to walk through some of those scenarios where you may be looking to integrate or automate, so that we can help you understand, what, not only what's possible, but how Flycast can help get you there. And those are some of the service offerings that John will talk about. Everything from being able to just help keep you upgraded, because I know in some cases that can be challenging, from just keeping up to speed and making sure you're current under support, things of that nature, as well as helping you, develop processes, roll out new processes, and really kind of mature your use of the tools that you already have. And that's a lot of what Flycast is looking to do for our customers, is not only get you into the right solution and the right product, but then once you get into that product, to help you mature, to help you expand your use of it, make sure you're getting the full value out of that tool, and make sure you're using as much as makes sense for your environment. Because oftentimes customers will purchase, it could be the endpoint management, it could be security tools, service management. You typically see these things installed, and you address the low-hanging fruits and the quick wins and the things, the must-haves. But then a lot of times things tend to stall out. And so part of our goal at Flycast is to help make sure that you're continuing to mature in your use of those tools. You have an understanding of what's available within all of those tools as they get upgraded as well. So again, a lot of this comes back to making sure that we help keep you up to date on latest versions and what's available and what's possible, and as that changes, so that you can factor those updates and those new enhancements into your future plans. And at that point, that's where Bobby and myself can help show you those things and demonstrate those things to you, so you understand what's available, And then again, if there's interest in any of those features or those functionalities, then that's when we typically get someone like Mr. John Rodriguez involved, where they're going to go a little bit more in depth. And I'll let John introduce himself and talk a little bit about the services side.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Bobby. So just a very quick introduction above and beyond what Rich said. So my name is John Rodriguez. As kind of indicated, I'm a business analyst here at Flycast Partners. I wear a number of different hats. I can also do some sales engineering and demonstrate some products. And I'm also a scoping specialist. And over my time, both at Flycast and in my career, I've scoped hundreds, maybe thousands of service engagements over my time, and written, it seems like, almost just as many statements of work. So I recognize some of the companies that are here and attendees, and maybe even some of the names, and probably have spoken to some of you in the past, perhaps. But for those I haven't, it's good to talk to you. So hopefully I can provide some helpful information on this call and answer questions on how Flycast can help you implement these Ivanti products and keep them relevant and functional. So, so when it comes to new product implementation, Flycast has helped hundreds of customers stand up, deploy, and refine a lot of the applications, or all the applications just described, from Ivanti Identity to Ivanti Endpoint Manager to the security and patch product lines to Ivanti Service Manager. But I'd like to start with a quick overview on how we approach net new implementations. And I want to focus on the more technical aspect tools, which, the endpoint and security applications first. And then we'll circle back around to the service management, because our approach is a little different there. So when it comes to implementation capabilities, we have customers that are all over the place. Some have a very technical staff that's comfortable tackling even the largest technical solution, while others don't even have a designated administrator. For someone who has the technical and logistical capabilities, we can be as simple as offering a subject matter expert for that product for X number of days or hours as needed. However, for most customers, this isn't a valid option. Most of those technical tools that Kyle kind of went over can be very technical, and on-the-job training isn't an option from to have a successful, timely completed project. That's why we tend to focus on what we call our enablement approach to these sorts of products. Our goal is to train you while we stand up and configure the application, so that when we walk away, you can update, make changes, and start using the system immediately. What we don't want to do is configure all this in a vacuum. We want you to be involved and feel comfortable in the tool while we're there. So using our enablement methodology has proved to be very successful in the past, and is the most common way that we get some of these technical solutions to be implemented. So, but let's talk about the service management side and how that's a little different. One aspect that's different is they're typically less technically complex, but more process complex. In other words, we have to interact with the people and processes that are already in place, and perhaps be your partner when it comes to transforming, these processes. So all of our consultants are ITIL certified, and all of them have experience in helping customers succeed when it comes to, new ITSM implementations. And for some customers, that means simply adapting their existing processes and functionality into the new tool. For others, it requires us to help a customer implement new processes and procedures, and to really give you the best practice consulting advice. An example, perhaps, is your first time implementing a comprehensive change management process, and you want to talk about best practices and what other customers have done, and start to build that process from the ground up. Or perhaps you just need to work in your already mature process with the tool. Either way, our consultants will guide you to the finish line. Everybody is different, and we can help you scope the custom offering for your particular service management needs. That said, we have tried and true methodologies for getting you there. When it comes to service management beyond the install of the product, we would typically start with design workshops around the processes you were looking to implement. For example, for a very basic service desk, we'd sit down and talk to you about incident management, service requests, service catalog, what the customer portal will look like. And all these workshops that we're going to go through, we're going to look at your existing tool, look at where you want to be, partner with you to make sure that even if you're doing this in a phased approach, we're going to be with you every step of the way, or at least have everything planned out. And all this is going to result in a design documentation. And now typically before we even proceed to configuring the tool, you're going to review the design documentation, make sure it meets what your needs are. And then once it's done, we'll step through the configuration and then turn it over to you for testing. Testing is a super important part, and we recommend you do it yourself. We don't want to kind of like having the fox in the hen house. We don't want to necessarily get disturb that, but we're going to be there. We're going to have time put aside to remediate any issues you find during that time, and also help you go live. Now, how many of these processes we design and configure at a time, as well as the order in which they kind of put in, depends on your implementation strategy, which we can work out with you during the initial scoping call or the design workshops. Again, when it comes to a lot of the service management engagements, everyone is unique and everyone has their own particular needs. So beyond initial implementations, it's not uncommon for us to hear from customers who have an existing implementation already for one of these products, and they just need assistance. As an example, maybe you're a new IT director, you just joined the company. You've heard a lot of complaints about the system across, the entire organization, or perhaps, and let's just use EPM as an example. It's been used for a long time, but not all the current functionality is being used, or it just doesn't seem to be performing as hoped for. And so you're going to ask a lot of questions. Is this product even the right fit for my organization? Did the prior administrators keep it up to date? Was the initial implementation perhaps performed years ago even done correctly? These are all important questions, and we're here to help you. So depending on your issues, we could arrange for a short health check to review your EPM environment, to continue that example, and talk to your administrators to figure out what's really wrong. Perhaps as simple as an update to your application will remediate the issue, or perhaps you need additional training on a particular topic, or perhaps maybe the tool isn't even the right fit anymore, and we can help you figure that out. Other times, a couple hour-long health check isn't going to cut it. Maybe the tool is grossly misconfigured, or there's other more complex issues involved, such as third-party integrations that aren't functioning correctly, or you have resource limitations that you didn't have before, or you've had such rapid growth, things just kind of spiraled out of your control. We can move beyond a simple health check to more detailed paid-for assessment. And the big benefits of this is you get to have the assessment results documentation, which goes into it. And this documentation will contain everything you need to know to kind of get you back on track and help you make the informed decisions you have to. Typically, it's going to contain a list of items of things that need to happen, whether from quick wins or more complex architectural changes, each with the amount of time that's going to be associated with that. And then you can start to decide how much you're going to do versus if you'd like help, we could be happy to help you with that, and or any kind of mixture in between. So I'd also like to take a moment to talk about another offering that kind of sets us apart from a lot of our competitors. Some of you might have heard of our remote administration services. We call it RAS for short, and some of you might even use them right now. Others might not have ever have been introduced. So I'd like to take an opportunity to kind of talk about it very quickly. I like to tell customers that our RAS team is there to support you from a tool administration point of view after your initial implementation. How it generally works is you would purchase a bucket of hours that you can then use to engage us quickly for shorter tasks and small projects. We can respond to RAS requests typically with a senior consultant using our standard professional services at a less expensive hourly rate. And you can think of our engineers that work on our RAS team as super support professionals, technical experts in the product that have kind of graduated to the next level. Now, to be transparent, they aren't going to be architecting new processes. They're not trainers for training your staff, and they're not there to provide best practice advice. But if you can articulate what you need done, they can remote into your system and make the required changes. Some of our customers use our RAS team to fill in the holes within their own organization when it comes to application administration. For example, you might have to roll out new applications to a specific set of client computers using EPM, but your current staff is tied up on emergencies or other products. This is something that you could offload to the RAS team. Just provide us with a list of computers, the software that you need, and be available to answer questions, and our RAS team will perform the task and then get back with you with the results to verify everything's good. To take that step further, it's not even just limited to supplemental assistance, though. We have some customers that can't justify the cost of an FTE for some of these Ivanti products, or simply don't want to be bothered with the training and hassle of having a resource dedicated to supporting a particular Ivanti application. In this case, we can be your administrator, and following your guidelines and procedures, we can administrate the application as needed, taking the day-to-day activities off your plate entirely. So that's a quick summary of some of the ways that Flycast can help with these Ivanti products from a services standpoint. I'm available for any questions that you have, and hopefully this was of some assistance. So with that said, I'll turn it back over to you, Rich.
Well, John, before Rich jumps in, I was just going to add one more piece.
Please.
A lot of times, with the RAS, this is for that type of service. This end of year quarter, especially the month of December, is especially important because you may have funds or budget allocated for certain things, but you're not ready to pull the trigger yet. You don't have things worked out internally. You're not ready to, go through and create a statement of work and define requirements and all that. You're not to that point. So the RAS is a great way to be able to get that bucket of hours that you can use, over the next 12 months, so that when you do have that time, 3 months, a quarter from now or 6 months from now, when you've designed those processes or developed that process, then you can call somebody in to be able to implement that. As John mentioned, those guys are great at being able to take, it's really a way of augmenting your staff. So it may not be something incredibly difficult. It may be that, hey, we need an executive needs a quick dashboard built, or they need a report that shows them, X information. Being able to just jump in and create that for you and hand it over is nice. We can simply call up and book a block of hours of time on a Tuesday or a Friday or what have you, and being able to consume those over the course of the year as you need them. So it's a good way to plan ahead. And you're at the end of the year and you're trying to use into your budget, and you don't know exactly what you're looking to do next year, but you want to do some things. The RAS hours are a great way to be able to not have to have everything understood and defined and known at this point, but be able to have those hours available so that when you need them, they're there for you.
I love that, Kyle. Thank you so much for adding that. Folks, definitely take that in consideration. Kyle's right. And I appreciate everything that Kyle, Bobby, and John have brought to the table today. As you can see on the screen, we obviously represent Ivanti and all their different various products. So if there are any additional products that you're curious about that you'd like to check out, by all means, let us know. We'd love to get you a demo. Some of these even offer trials depending on what the product is. So let us know. We'll be happy to help you out with that and test some things out and try to organize your IT for a better 2021, making things more efficient for you, or let us be that partner for you to help make life easier on you and your teams. With that being said, I don't have any questions at all in the questions queue, but I encourage you, if you do have a question, go ahead and send it to us. We'll be happy to answer it for you. If you don't want to do that now, you can, of course, call us. Pick up the phone. Call us at 844-FLYCAST. That's 844-359-2278. or you can chat with us live. As I said in the beginning, that chat box, it's there Monday through Friday. We have IT experts. They can't wait to chat with you. They're excited to help get you the information you seek, or just chat about your business. You may not even really need to buy anything at this time, but maybe you just have some questions about a potential project in the future, or you just want some advice about something, about a current tool that you have, or maybe you need some training, whatever that might be. We're here for you. And you can email us at info@flycastpartners.com. It still does not look like we have any questions. I understand. I think John did a great job of explaining a lot of the things our professional services team can do. And I will say this, it was just the tip of the iceberg about what Flycast Partners can do for your organization, what John discussed. There's pretty much nothing that our organization could not help you out with when it comes to any of the Ivanti tools, and for that matter, most of the other tools that we offer here at Flycast. So please don't hesitate to reach out. With that being said, I'm going to thank Bobby, Kyle, John, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. I know that all of you have a lot going on, especially being the end of the year. So thank you.
Happy to be here. Appreciate everybody's time.
Yep, absolutely.
And audience, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We only have one more webinar left in the year, and then we'll be done until the middle of January. But look for great things from us in January. We have a brand new website we're going to be launching with a lot more capability than what we've ever had before, and we have some new surprises around the corner in January. So stay tuned. A lot of awesome things happening here at Flycast, and we want to take you with us, and we want you to be our partner, and we want to partner with you. So stay tuned. Be safe, folks, during the holidays, and until our next presentation, have a great one.